According to research, only 16% of people are able to keep their New Year resolutions. In fact, most of these fail within the first to 6 weeks. Now, if you're worried that you might be shoving your New Year resolutions onto the side like the year before, then here are a few simple ways you can address this. Let's admit it, once we've set our goals, we're very likely to wake up one morning and think, I'll just do it tomorrow. Which is why it's important to define your why. Your why is the reason behind your goals or why you want to achieve them. For example, if your goal is to exercise 4 days in a week, your why could be to feel good in my body. Or if your goal is to read for 30 minutes every day, your why could be to improve my skills and stimulate my brain. Defining your why will help you stick to your goals long term, and it will be that thought that will prompt you to get out of bed even when it's cold, when you're sleepy, or when you just don't feel like it. Have you ever found yourself thinking about the best course of action you can take to achieve your goals, but then you end up doing nothing about it? You might be in analysis paralysis, which is when you overanalyze information in great detail but then take no action. In fact, neuroscientists found that analysis paralysis has a greater impact on our productivity levels in comparison to just wasted time. In fact, this is because when you are overthinking, it drains your energy. The National Academy of Sciences examined judgments made by parole judges over a 10-month period, and they found that judges were very likely to grant parole in the early mornings and right after a meal. At the end of a long day, the parole was very likely to be rejected. And no matter how serious the crime was, this remained the tendency over 1,100 incidents. Now, what does this show? It shows decision fatigue, which basically means that the energy that you have is taken up by every decision you take throughout the day. So your willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it throughout the day, the more it wears down, leaving you exhausted and unable to make good decisions. So here's an easy way to address this. If you want a productivity hack that works, try this. Do your most important task of the day in the morning, first thing of the day. Why? Because your willpower tends to be stronger at the start of the day, which means you're going to be able to give all of your effort and energy to your most important task. Secondly, this makes sure that you always get something important done every day that will take you closer to your goal. For example, if your goal is to exercise 4 days in a week, then try exercising first thing in the morning. You won't be exhausted and you're very unlikely to skip it. Or if your goal is to stick to your study plan, then try studying for the first few hours of the day. Now, you may be asking, but what if I study better at night? Well, that's fine. Then you study at night and you tweak this according to your needs because we are all very, very unique. Our brain is unique, our body is unique, so do what works best for you. I am just sharing a framework that is shown to work for many people like me. What is one thing that will hold you accountable for your goals, will motivate you, and will boost your productivity? Tracking your progress. A Harvard study on hundreds of knowledge workers show that the single most important thing that boosts mood and motivation is making progress on something that matters. There are 3 benefits of tracking your progress. First, it helps you feel encouraged. When you see growth, you want to take the next step to keep it going. And 2, it increases your chances of success. Studies found that people who track their progress while they lose weight, improve their blood pressure, or even change their diet, they are more likely to stick to it and get it done. And thirdly, you can spot plateaus. So for example, if I can memorize 600 digits in 5 minutes, and after 3 weeks of practice, I am still able to memorize 600 digits in 5 minutes, then I see that I'm in a plateau. And then I know that I need to either change my technique or add something or try something new to boost that score. But if I weren't tracking at all, I would have never noticed it. A new study found that 70% of the population experienced burnout in the last year. And burnout happens due to mental and physical exhaustion because of long-term stress. And being stressed over a long period of time causes headaches, stomach issues, high blood pressure, and even takes a toll on your productivity because you no longer feel inspired or energized to work. Instead, you're just working on autopilot trying to get tasks done. So instead of reaching this point of burnout, take a day every 7 to 10 days and call it your reset day. And spend this day doing something that you enjoy, that isn't work or studying. For example, spending time with your family, taking a walk, meditating, or even reading. Now, when you do this, you will be able to return to work with a clear and fresh mind, boosting your productivity. Now, the next step would be applying some practical and effective techniques to apply in order to be productive in the time that you do spend working. So for that, you can click this video right here. And until next week, be happy and be joyful.